Have you ever found yourself doubting your abilities or questioning your worth? You're definitely not alone in feeling this way. So many of us struggle with self-doubt. It can really hold us back from being the people we were born to be on this earth plane. Have you ever wondered where self-doubt actually comes from? Let's talk about that annoying self-doubt that we carry in our minds most days. Usually, self-doubt starts when we begin to believe the negative things we hear about ourselves, or when we compare ourselves to others. Or maybe someone criticized us or our mistakes that made us question ourselves. It's easy to say, you are not good enough. But here's the truth. Your worth is not defined by what others say, or even your past mistakes. Spirit sees you, us, differently. When we look to Spirit for a sense of self, everything changes. So why do we fear? We can push back against the doubts that creep out into our minds. I know self-doubt can be overwhelming, especially when it feels like that voice of criticism or that little whisper in our head that makes you second-guess every decision you make. Perhaps you feel like never measuring up. This can come from a fear of failure, perfectionism, or just from comparing ourselves to others. And we were not put on this earth plane to live in a state of worry or self-criticism. Self-doubt can really mess with our mental health. It can lead to anxiety, low self-esteem, and even depression. When we are in a cycle, or we're stuck in a cycle of doubt, it's hard to move forward in life. Maybe some of us start to believe these lies about ourselves. The lies that we are not good enough can keep us from trying new things or pursuing our dreams. What can we do about it when we start feeling this way? First, it is important that we recognize where the self-doubt is coming from. Is it rooted in experiences like being criticized when we were younger, or being made to feel like we could never measure up? Let me tell you about a woman named Belle. One day, while browsing in an art supply store, Belle stumbled upon a flyer for a community art exhibition. The thought of showing her work was terrifying, but a tiny voice inside her said, why not? She spent weeks selecting her favorite pieces. Her hands trembled as she filled out that entry form. The night of the exhibition arrived, and Belle stood nervously at the back of the room, watching as people admired the artwork of others. She started feeling invisible, with her own creations tucked away in a small corner of this gallery. Then a woman with a warm smile approached her. She paused in front of Belle's most personal piece, a portrait of her grandmother, capturing the lines in her face with such tenderness. "This is beautiful," said the woman, with her eyes welling up. "It's like you've captured her soul." Belle, speechless, watched as the woman shared her own story of her beloved grandparent. This single interaction was a spark that ignited a fire within Belle. She began to talk about her work, sharing the stories behind each piece. People stopped to listen. Their faces were reflecting genuine appreciation. As the night went on, Belle found herself surrounded by others who loved her art. She realized that her hidden talent was not something to be ashamed of, but a gift that could connect with others. The exhibition became a turning point for Belle. She started a small online art page, sharing her work with the world. With each positive comment and message, her self-doubt faded, replaced by a newfound confidence. The once quiet girl in the corner was now an artist, an artiste. Proud of her work and her new inner voice, her self-esteem blossomed. So I asked, what makes you happy? What do you value in life? Do you have positive thoughts about yourself? It can feel strange at first for some of us, but you may feel more comfortable the more you think positively about yourself. Try to avoid comparing yourself to others. I have another story that hopefully you can begin to relate to with your new sense of self. In 1957, a group of monks from a monastery had to relocate a clay Buddha from their temple to a new location. The monastery had to be relocated to make room for the development of a new highway through Bangkok. So this is a true story, by the way. When the crane began to lift the clay Buddha, the weight of it was so heavy, it began to crack. To make things worse, it started to rain. The head monk, who was concerned about the damage to the Buddha, decided to lower the statue back down on the ground and cover it with a large canvas to protect it from the rain. Later that evening, the head monk went back to check on the Buddha. He shined a flashlight under the canvas to see if the Buddha was staying dry. As the light reached where the statue had cracked, he noticed a gleaming, shining back. He decided to take a closer look at it, this gleam of light, and wondered if there was anything underneath the clay. So he got a chisel and a hammer and began chipping away the clay. As he knocked off the clay, the gleam grew brighter and bigger. After chipping away for many hours, the monk finally stood before an extraordinary, solid gold Buddha. It turns out that several hundred years before, the golden Buddha had been covered in clay by monks to keep their precious treasure from being looted by the Burmese when they attacked Thailand. The Burmese set out to kill all the monks in Thailand, and the secret of the Golden Buddha remained until it was revealed in 1957. Like that Golden Buddha, many of us has allowed the gold within us to be covered by the clay of fear and other factors that don't allow us to shine and keep the beauty within us trapped. Somewhere along the way, when we were growing up, we began to cover up our golden essence and develop low self-esteem because of the negative things we experienced. Or maybe due to negative things that were said to us, we associate with our experiences that cause us to undervalue ourselves. Like the monk, we must grab our chisel and hammer and chip away the clay of low self-esteem so we can discover our true essence again. We are golden. But how do we do that? Some people find these suggestions useful. But remember that different things work for different people at different times. Did you ever hear of the saying, be kind to yourself because no one else will? I like to think the saying should be kind to yourself and others will be kind to you as well. I have come to realize that people get to choose what they present about themselves. In reality, no one's life is perfect, and everybody has insecurities. So celebrate your successes, no matter how small they may seem. Take time to pat yourself on the back. We all know that to make a change, we have to do something different. This could be going outside for a walk, call up an old friend, read a book you've always wanted to read, or hug someone you love. Most importantly, take care of yourself. Try to get enough sleep. Think about choosing healthy options when eating. Being active can help your mental well-being. All these activities may help improve your self-esteem. You can talk to someone you trust. Having someone listen to you and show they care and can help. Focus on positive relationships. For the first time, I thought there was no way that all these negative things can be true with so many people in our life who love me for who I am. Maybe this should be our mantra. We are all lovable. We are all lovable. We are all lovable. Amen.
Amen.